It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Zlaty Baz in Slovakia, and this is a bottle of their lager. It's 4.7% ABV in a green glass bottle, gold foil neck, 500ml bottle. So lager in Slovakia is Lez iak. There you go. Without further ado, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. There's a little bit of English on the back of here, and you can see the pheasant there on the front. It says, a golden pheasant in a field of ripened barley has always been a sign of a rich and bountiful harvest. There you go. The brewery is now owned by Heineken. As I suppose a lot of these European breweries, I've been to Croatia, I've been to many of these European countries where you get these green glass bottles. You know, this Zlaty Baz. I kind of got an idea of what it's going to taste like. Heineken, it's funny, they have a, in the beer world, where people are quite knowledgeable on beer, they haven't got a very good reputation because they spent their time buying up breweries around Europe and basically selling them or knocking them down or leaving the breweries redundant, derelict, these old buildings. I've seen an amazing brewery in Poland that was bought out by Heineken, and they just left the building. They just left the building open, and everything was kind of ransacked and just incredible. They've done it in the UK. I think John Smith's is Heineken. Also, Newcastle Brown Ale is a Heineken, Scottish and Newcastle. There are breweries, Tetley's is another one. They just basically closed. Now the Tetley's brewery in Leeds is now a car park. That wonderful heritage. And I bet if you're watching this in Slovakia, I've got no idea that your brewery might still be standing. You might still be brewing your beer in the very brew house where all of this began. But Heineken do have a tendency to knock things down and move things into their main brewery and just rotate brands on a constant basis. Anyway, let's look at this beer. I'm not one for, I'll give you a little bit of a history about Heineken and about them owning breweries, but I'm not one for making a decision based on the brewery being owned by Heineken and based on the beer being in a green glass bottle. I'm going to give you an honest beer review of this beer. So good levels of carbonation, light amber coloured beer, a 1 to 2 finger white head. Let's get the aroma on the beer then. Ooh, it smells really worty. That smells really good. It smells really good. That instantly took me back. I brewed a beer in Poland with a brewery called Browa Pinta, and I remember this brewery smelling of, you could smell like the slightly damp malt and the wort. It was throughout the brewery. And that took me right back just then, just by sticking my nose into this beer, of that worty smell in the brewery. Breweries are generally damp, wet places. There's a lot of water being thrown about the place, and the floors are always wet, and you get a sense of that in this beer. It smells really good. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. It's actually really good. Wow. That is a really good pint of beer. Even though I went down that road of almost ranting about Heineken knocking down breweries. In all honesty, that is a really, really good beer. You get that slight worty, malty, biscuity, bready beer. You got a little bit of like a spicy pepperiness from the hops, a little bit of bitterness on the back of the palate there. Carbonation pushes the beer around the inside of the mouth. It's a nicely carbonated beer. That has completely surprised me. Great lacing on the glass. If it's that good in a green glass bottle, I would love to try this in Slovakia, sorry. I would love to try that in Slovakia. I reckon that would taste, on keg, pretty incredible. Now I'm always in the bargain bins in Lidl. You know the big orange stickers in Lidl? On the far aisle. All the Lidls are the same. I think this was 99 pence in the bargain section of Lidl. That is one of the best 99 pences I've ever spent on a beer. Honestly. And I always will. I will always pick up these European lagers. Always will. Because when am I ever going to, I've never heard of this brewery. If this beer wasn't sitting on the shelf in Lidl, I wouldn't be drinking it now, and I still wouldn't have heard about this brewery, about this beer. It's just a lovely, refreshing, drinkable lager. With a really worty, malty, biscuity kind of bready. I reckon it's definitely 100% malt lager. Let's have a look. It doesn't say. It was exported to the UK. Drink it by the 6th, 2021. And that's it. It's their lager. I wonder if they do like porters and dark lagers, and this intrigues me now to go and check out their website to see what other beers this brewery does. But I'm happy with that. I like the beer. I like this beer enough, I really do. Interestingly, it's in a green glass bottle. There's no sign of skunkiness. There's no sign of, the beer being light struck. That's a whole nother topic. But, as far as I'm concerned, if it's not in the beer, then fine. Absolutely fine. That's an 8 out of 10 for me. 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.